I am definitely falling behind. Let's get to it. Hi everyone, I'm Sandy and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a 1001 book countdown for you. If you're not familiar with the 1001 book countdown, I will leave a card up here for you where you can go and check out the original video. But basically I'm reading books off of the 1001 books you must read before you die list and slowly making my way through that massive project. I combined all editions of that book together, which gave me 1,315 or 16 books, depending on what you look at it. Because, 1001 just wasn't big enough for some reason. I don't know. I am having a lot of fun documenting my progress, reading from this list. I've made more progress since I started my channel than I did basically all of the years combined up until then. So I am thrilled. Hopefully you consider giving me a subscribe and sticking around and seeing how long it takes me to get that number all the way down to 0. Best guess 15 years-ish, maybe. We'll see. But for today, what we will go ahead and do is put up the numbers, which are 813. That's my main number off of the 1,315 books or 16 books. I don't know. And the next number is 37. Why do I have two numbers? Every year at the beginning of the year, I pre-select 52 books that I want to try and focus on in that year with the idea of getting that number down to 0. Having a smaller number makes it feel like it's more attainable, and I get to see some pretty decent progress of that number reducing every single month. So that's why I have a second number. I have not made it to 0, not one month. I've been trying so hard, but I got to 1, I think. That's as low as I got. That was last year, and the Black Prince just couldn't make it. Couldn't happen. So, but for today, I do have a good update for you. I have a couple books. The first one is God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater by Kurt Vonnegut. This book was originally published in 1965. Kurt Vonnegut has 5 books on the 1001 list, and I have now read 4 of them. This one is not my favorite of them. I just recently reread Slaughterhouse-Five, and that book is definitely at the top of the Kurt Vonnegut list. And in that book, there was a character named Mr. Rosewater, which is why I really wanted to pick up this one now before I forgot all of what happened in Slaughterhouse-Five. Now, Mr. Rosewater in Slaughterhouse-Five is a very small character. There's not a lot of him in that particular book, but it does turn out that it is the same character that's in this particular book. Now, this is all about the Rosewater family and the Rosewater Foundation, which is very, very large. I think it says at the beginning of this book, the very number, it says $87,472,033.61 in 1964. Very, very substantial. And so there's a lot that goes into the running of this foundation and the people that are chosen to basically head the foundation. And the main character of this novel is really the person who's running the foundation, which I always forget his first name. I want to say it's Elliot, but it could be slightly different than that. He has been running this, and he is an eccentric character. He is one that has some challenges, has had some historical challenges, and there is a lot about like how he came, about his life, his progression through everything, some of his egotistical things that he's doing, or his eccentricities that he has. And he's an interesting character. It comes in as well that there is a lawyer who's coming in. There's a ton of people that support the foundation, and there's one that comes in that is basically really wanting to dethrone Mr. Rosewater and see if he can get the foundation's money for himself. He is one of the main characters kind of throughout this book. There's also a character named Kilgore Trout in this, which is, from what I understand, Kurt Vonnegut's alter writing ego, or his writing alter ego. So that part is also interesting. Ultimately, this is a political satire. And I don't get along very well sometimes with political satires. It's not my favorite writing mechanism, the writing style. And I feel like sometimes I'm not smart enough to get the jokes, especially like political jokes, because I'm not hugely a political person. So sometimes I miss that. There is a lot in this book about greed, the lust for money, and how destructive that can be. And, like I said, compared to Slaughterhouse-Five, this book definitely falls down from there. It was okay. Wasn't great. But I am happy that I read it, and I am very happy that I read it so soon after rereading Slaughterhouse-Five, because I just wanted to get a good comparison. Very, very different styles. If you read Slaughterhouse-Five, this is nothing like that. So just be aware of that if you go into this particular book. But with this book, I do get to go from 813 to 812, and it was on my 2024 list. It was one of the pre-selected 52 books. So that number gets to go from 37 down to 36. Not too shabby. Where do I put this? Okay, I'm going to put it over here. I do have another book for you, and this one happens to be the 1001 Book Club pick for the month of May, and that is The Waves by Virginia Woolf. This book was originally published in 1931. I know I've mentioned a few times on my channel that Virginia Woolf is one of the most represented authors on the 1001 lists, with 9 books. There are only a few authors with more, Charles Dickens being one, and I think J.M. Coetzee is another one, which I don't understand that one, but this one, she has a lot of books. I have now read 3 and DNF'd 1. Virginia Woolf is not my favorite author. I struggle with the stream of consciousness style of writing. This book was considered to be largely very experimental when it came out. And, there were parts of this book that I thought were truly, truly incredible. There's some sections in this that are italicized, and it is just beautifully written. You get into those parts of it, and it's like, I wish there were more of that. It's similar into The Lighthouse, where in the center section, I love the writing, I love the story. And then you go into the stream of consciousness side, and it just, it's tough for me. I have a very analytical brain. I want things to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or A, B, C, D, E. And this does not do that. It follows 6 main characters with a 7th kind of interspersed throughout. They start in childhood, and it does end up with them being adults, but how it flows in there is very chaotic. And the narrators in here flip around across all of those different characters. It's not as chaotic as the third part of To the Lighthouse, where it would change perspectives like within a sentence. It wasn't that chaotic. And I did like a lot of how Virginia Woolf showed the passage of time in this book, because in the beginning, the writing feels very childlike, very free, very carefree. And then it gets heavier and darker as the book progresses. I thought that was really magnificent. There's a lot of reasons to love this book. I think if I liked Stream of Consciousness, this book would be a phenomenal pick. It's like I can't let my brain go free enough to be able to handle or absorb the chaos that is Stream of Consciousness. So for me, I put this kind of in the middle of the road. I definitely obviously liked it more than Mrs. Dalloway, which is my DNF. I liked it more than Orlando, but I liked the topic in Orlando. And I think it's probably pretty equal with To the Lighthouse for me. So right about in the middle. It's not the book that's going to make me love Virginia Woolf. I wish it was, but it wasn't. It wasn't that. I think, though, if you like Stream of Consciousness, like I said, this is probably a phenomenal pick. I do think it's a good book club pick, because I think there's a lot you could talk about and a lot you could interpret with this book. So it also is one of what I found too, is that it's been voted one of the top novels of all time on many, many lists. So it's incredibly well received. I wish my brain could handle Stream of Consciousness, but nope, not quite there yet. But with this book, we do get to go from 812 to 811. And it was on my 2024 list. So that one gets to go from 36 down to 35. I know I'm behind. At the end of June, I need to be at 26. That means that I need to read 9 between now, mid-May, and the end of June. I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't know. We'll see. It's possible, but it's highly unlikely. I do have some very slim books that I've been working on, which of course I do not have here. I have them downstairs. The River Between being one. And there's a few others that I've been toying with, but I also just picked up Stephen King's It, which is 1,100 pages long, and that's going to take me some time to get through. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I am very excited still about the progress I've been making, but I just wish that I wasn't behind. I like having a cushion. The feeling of being behind is not fun. And I'm not doing 30 books in 30 days like I did last September. So we'll see if I can catch up. What have you been reading lately? I'd love to hear that in the comments down below. Have you read The Waves? Was it one of your favorites? What did you like about it? I would love to hear that as well. And it's a very rainy and icky day here in the Seattle area. Hence, I have my nice little hoodie on, and I'm planning hopefully on a fairly quiet day. So we'll see how that goes. But as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.